What's up, beautiful? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kat. This is my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 6 misunderstandings about weight loss surgery. There are a lot of them. We're going to start with these 6. If you have more when you get to the end of this video, let me know in the comments below. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Number 1 is that weight loss surgery is easy. It's the easy way out. I actually have been lucky to not have gotten this more than a couple of times on the internet, but I see other people in the weight loss community on Instagram and YouTube getting hit with this comment a lot. You took the easy route out. You took the easy route out. I don't know what part of having 80% of an internal organ removed, relearning how to eat, dealing with scars, dealing with loose skin, dealing with nausea, vomiting, having to take supplements for the rest of your life, i.e. vitamins. I mean, I had an allergic reaction to my tape, so I had an allergic reaction. That was fun. I'm not sure what part of any of that is easy. Not to mention how uncomfortable you have to be with your body and the mental journey you have to go through to get to the point of surgery. No part of it is easy. Oh, and the liquid diet. The liquid diet is by far the hardest part. Just FYI, if you're considering any of these surgeries that fall under the weight loss category, most of them require a liquid diet so that your stomach is ready to be removed and or adjusted and or whatever. The liquid diet for me was probably the hardest part, other than having that allergic reaction to my sutures, which is because I'm allergic to adhesive, which I knew and told them and they did anyway. But the point is, there is no part of this process is easy. If you think that you're overweight and you want to get the surgery because you think it's an easy fix, it won't be. And guess what? You'll gain the weight back. This is not an easy fix. This is something you're going to have to work on every day for the rest of your life. It is a tool in your toolbox. It is not the Hail Mary. So number 2 goes with number 1, and that weight loss surgeries are for lazy people. They're not for lazy people. They're for those of us that have tried everything else, put in the work, and are exhausted. I was thoroughly exhausted from dieting since I was 12 and just continuing to gain weight, and my mental health was suffering, and I was watching it start to affect my marriage because I was unhappy. Nobody wants to be married to an unhappy person. And it was not because I was lazy. It was because I had literally tried everything else. I had exhausted all of my options, and this was my last sliver of hope, and I held on to it, and it turned out really amazing. So this is not for lazy people. This is for people that want to put in the work, because we've done everything else, and this is what we need. So again, number 3 kind of goes with number 1 and 2. And I think this is something that some people in my life that have had this surgery maybe also didn't understand. The weight will just fall off of you. Now at the beginning, in like the first couple months, yes, the weight's gonna fall off of you because you're gonna eat like a tablespoon at a time. But at some point, it slows down. At some point, you might hit a plateau, or, you know, things settle. Your body finds a weight it likes to be at, and you really have to push through to get through the plateau that you're at. I am the same weight I've been for the last 5-ish months. I'm still 30 pounds away from goal weight. So I still have work to do, and this weight is no longer falling off of me, so I have to really put in the effort. So it's kind of good because the first part where it starts falling off of you, quote unquote, in the very beginning is when you're still recovering and you don't have a whole lot of energy to work out because you don't have a lot of food going into your system. And or you still have cuts that you're trying to heal, things of suture lines and things like that. But as soon as your doctor has cleared you to work out and be more active, that's when the work really kicks in. You also, of course, have to do the mental work. This is not just a physical journey. I would say this is a way more mental journey than a physical journey. You can put whatever you want into your body, but until you've got your mind right, the overeating brain pattern will not solve itself, and that's why a lot of people gain weight back after surgery. This is not a one-time fix. This is the tool and a catalyst to get you where you need to go, but this is a lifetime of work. I wrote all of these down. I should have just wrote one big long thing because I'm already tying into my next one, which number 4 is that it's a physical journey. It's absolutely a mental journey. I'm seeing a therapist. My team actually had a psychologist, I think it was a psychologist specifically, that specializes in weight loss surgery, mental health needs. So I met with her, and I met with my personal psychologist, and of course I also have a psychiatrist who's able to prescribe me medication for that. Basically I just take Xanax for like panic attacks and things. But I was able to get completely off of my antidepressants when I lost my weight, and I have never felt better mentally. I've never been more clear. I have no brain fog anymore, and I'm not angry anymore. Everything is just so much better. But I do still work on my mental health every day related to my weight because I'm not at goal weight, and I'm over a year. I'm basically almost a year and a half post-surgery, and I'm not at goal weight, and I can be really hard on myself, especially seeing other people's journeys online. But again, I've said this 1,000 times, my journey is not your journey. Yours is your own, and you have to do what you have to do to get there. And I need to be kinder to myself when looking at those posts. One way I've done that is restricting the amount of time I spend on social media, and that has seriously helped me keep from comparing my journey to others and keeping me on track. Number 5 is that you'll be able to keep the weight off without trying. That is absolutely not true. I think I saw a statistic somewhere, and of course everybody makes up statistics. The statistics are kind of varied, really, but I think my doctor's paperwork said a majority of patients are able to keep 60% of their initial weight loss off long term. So you're probably going to gain some weight back. It's inevitable, especially for those of us that haven't had kids that plan on having kids someday. You're going to gain weight at some point, and you might not be able to keep all of it off, but if you can keep 60% of your weight off, that's amazing. Again, as I've said throughout this video, this is a tool in your toolbox for a lifelong journey of work. So just because it comes off does not mean it can't come back on. I will say, like, I've noticed when I used to go on a vacation, I would weigh myself before I left and then weigh myself the day I get back, and there was always like 10 or 15 pounds that I gained back because we'd eat like crazy. I do find that I don't gain any weight on trips anymore, which is great and wonderful and validating that I am able to eat things I don't normally eat in a way that I can still enjoy myself but not fall off track or lose my mind, or you know what I mean. It's very validating, but at some point I'm gonna gain weight. It happens, but knowing that I have the tool in place to help me get back to where I need to go is important. Number 6, our last misunderstanding, is that you will have nutritional deficiencies. So this depends on what surgery you've had. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy. Oh my God, I got through that without having to take 15 takes. Yes, it only took a year and a half to be able to say that word. But that's not necessarily true. So I take a multivitamin, which is, it's got everything in it. Everything except calcium, which is a separate pill, which I'm not great at taking. But I do get a lot of calcium from the milk products that I do take in. I take in plant milk products, but they do still have calcium. So different surgeries have different nutritional concerns. I know with bypass, because they take part of your intestine out, that is more of a nutritional deficiency concern, especially for those of us that are looking to have children someday. There, I think, is some concern with that because your intestines are where your nutrition is absorbed. So I had just gastric sleeve, and so they just take your stomach. So as long as you take your vitamins and or track your macros and or make sure you're meeting all of your nutrient needs, it shouldn't be an issue. But I know a lot of like TikTok nutritionists and social media nutritionists, I should say, like to say that the problem with this is that you have long-term vitamin deficiencies, which can lead to XYZ chronic health conditions. And I think those people are just not informed, even if they are registered nutritionists or registered dietitians. I would not have done this if there were long-term consequences that would have been negative. Part of my job as a grant writer is research, so I thoroughly researched this before I did it. And as long as you take your vitamins, you're pretty much good, according to my doctor. So saying that you're going to have nutritional deficiencies or that your body wouldn't be able to provide the nutrients it needs to a fetus or XYZ is not true based on the information that I have. So if you have concerns with that, I would 100% speak with your bariatric team, and I wouldn't even talk to your primary care doctor because they are not as specialized as a bariatric team. So speak with your bariatric doctor about those nutritional concerns. They can walk you through it, but especially depending on what surgery you have. But I think it's a big misunderstanding that our bodies are not getting the nutrition it needs because we can't take in as much food as other people. That's just not true. So there you guys go. It was kind of like one big long thought thread instead of 6 tips, but I hope I got the point across. This is a tool and a lifelong journey. I think I'll say that 60 more times in 100 more videos, but as long as you guys keep telling me that my videos are helpful, I'm gonna keep making them. So since it's almost spring, leave me a lemon emoji in the comments below if you made it this far, and subscribe if you haven't already, become a Warrior Crew member, and I'll catch you next one. Love you. Bye.